Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests to have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Lenore Gregson on the line, and she's CEO over at Kaiser Medical Management. Lenore, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Lenore. So excited to talk about today's topic and to learn more about you and what you're doing over at KMM. And maybe just to get us started, I'll start with our Mission Matters signature question. So, Lenore, we at Mission Matters, we amplify stories for entrepreneurs, executives, and experts. So that's our mission here. Lenore, what mission matters to you?
Well, my statement's always been living life for something greater than myself. And like with Kaiser Medical Management, when I started the company years ago, like 24 years ago, I didn't realize the importance of corporate wellness. And I realized the importance when we would do screenings for employees and, found out somebody had cancer, somebody had was diabetic, and things that they didn't know that they were able to address and get help with and improve their lives. And as far as with LenoreGregson.com, which is my online fitness programs and weightlifting and meal planning and so forth, I've changed a lot of lives, and not only exteriorly, but these people have gone on to continue improving on their health and getting off of medications that they were on, like blood pressure, and people that were pre-diabetic are no longer pre-diabetic. And so I really enjoy working with people.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Love it, and love bringing mission-based entrepreneurs and businesses on the show to introduce them to my audience. And maybe just to let's get into KMM. So you mentioned you started it quite a bit ago as an entrepreneur. Tell us a little bit more about the company and what you do.
The company has been around for about 24 years, and originally it started when I was married to my ex-husband, who's a doctor, and he had just opened his practice, and so I took over his marketing, and really had zero knowledge of the health industry at the time, and so I basically started calling people just to companies to just have him come out and do a lecture. And back then it was kind of like, what? A doctor's going to give up his time to do a lecture for my employees? And I'm like, yeah. And so then they started asking me questions once I started building a rapport with the HRs and just management, and would ask me, do y'all do this? And do y'all do that? Do you do health fairs? And so I basically I didn't at the time, but my answer was always yes.
That's amazing. What a great story. And I love when something grows, very, kind of organic. Like you start filling a need. I mean, that's what we're all trying to do as business owners, right? We're trying to fulfill needs and add value to the marketplace. I mean, that's a big deal. So going further into the growth of KMM, so now we know a little bit more about how we started. Like, tell us more about present day and kind of the markets you're working in.
As far as Kaiser Medical Management, it pretty much it's a turnkey type of company because I pretty much I would say 15 years ago, I stepped away from it 100%, and my employees pretty much run it, and I just kind of oversee it, check in on them, and make sure everything's going well. And at that time, I was interested in, pursuing other things. I had other interests, and my passion is fitness. And so I always wanted to compete one time. So I did, and that turned into 17 years later of competing and becoming an IFBB pro in women's physique, and having a different business element that complements Kaiser Medical Management. So now I also have a company that provides online personal training, online meal prepping, wellness programs, fit challenges, and I really enjoy it.
Wow, that's amazing. And so, there's a lot of people out here that are listening to this right now that I love what you've done. You've essentially, over time gone deeper and deeper into your niche of health and fitness, right? You did it from the medical side and testing. Then you went out and lived one of your passions, which was to go compete and to become a professional bodybuilder. And then now you've also found a way to be of service and to motivate and inspire other people. What's the secret? How did you get further and further down that path? Because I feel like a lot of people want to, but, they're like, how do they start? How do they do that? Because you did manage to really create quite a career in the whole industry.
Well, when I speak with, especially with my Lenore Gregson.com, the people that join my programs and so forth, I'm not really, they think they're coming to work there to me to change them from the outside. And really what I'm doing is changing them from the inside, because I get into their head. Because that's where it starts, because people that have weight issues or image issues or whatever the case may be, it has nothing to do with the outside, it has everything to do with the inside. So I work from the inside out. And it's a perfect example of today. I have one of my clients, she wants to compete, and it's just cost is involved in competing. And she's thinking about how much money it's going to cost. And I said, well, you see, that's the difference between how you think and how I think. You're thinking about how much it costs and how you can't afford it. I'm looking at the same thing and saying, how can I afford it? That's how I look at things. I don't look at things and walk away because I can't afford it. I look at it and say, what do I need to do to afford it?
That's fantastic. So Lenore, if let's go a little bit more into LenoreGregson.com. So and I want to give a feel for, because we've talked about a lot today. I want to get a feel for how people can connect and how they can work with you. So what's typically a good fit?
A good fit are either corporations that are wanting to do a group program, because I do a lot of 9-week fit challenges for either companies direct or for just individuals that are wanting to join a 9-week, which one is about to start on September 10th, because I only do them about 3 or 4 times a year with the individuals. But companies could call Kaiser Medical Management and say, hey, we want to do a 9-week fit challenge for our company and the employees that want to do it. So that's totally separate from the two. And the way that this is how the 9-week fit challenge actually started. It started probably about 5 or 6 years ago when people kept on calling me and asking me, I want to know what it's like to be an IFBB pro and what you go through. And I want to, you need to do something to do a program like that. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do that. So the very first one that I did, I literally on Facebook hand selected about 67 people, and they had no idea what I was doing with them. And I put them in a private page. Yeah, I put them on a private page and said, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And if you stick around and do it, then great. If not, then that's okay. Well, you'll be blown away that on Facebook, because people are on Facebook and they're posting pictures left and right. And the one thing
Wow.
that was mandatory was every Friday they had to do accountability day in a bathing suit or in shorts and a tank top and give their weight and measurements. And it was mandatory. So if you didn't do it, you got kicked out. So
Wow.
I started off with 67 and ended up with 15 at the end of the very first one. But since then, my percentage has gone up a great deal because I learned that I needed to work on that part and build their trust, because they have to understand that everybody on that page is there for the same reason. So they're just they just need to get over themselves as far as that's concerned, because they're not even concerned about you. They're concerned about themselves.
Of course. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I think 16 was good. I didn't know how many people were going to stick with it. I was like, man, I'm impressed with the original numbers. So the fact that they've gone up is pretty amazing.
And exactly. So the neat thing about it is that they basically do a 9-week fit challenge based on 9 weeks before I go on stage, meaning 9 weeks before I go on stage, what I go through to get to stage point, they go through it on their own level, meaning that are they going to pick up the same weight as I do? No. Are they going to look like I do on stage? No. But they're going to be the better version of themselves.
Oh, that's amazing. And is that also motivational to you when you're going through it? It sounds like it would work both ways, because you get to see what they're doing, they get to see what you're doing. Like, it sounds like an amazing community.
Oh, it absolutely is. Every Friday it's mandatory that they do accountability day. So basically, somewhere about the halfway point, I'll randomly pick somebody's pictures from the very first picture, and then week 5, and I'll show them their comparison, saying, this is where you are right now. This is the halfway point. Could you imagine what you're going to look like in 9 weeks? And there's huge change. There's people that lose, anywhere. The average weight loss is between 20 pounds. The most weight I've seen is 70 pounds, actually. The gentleman was obese.
Wow, what an amazing story. Well, this is great, Lenore. I'll tell you, I'm a big fan of what you're doing, and also, the community that you're building, and really, how you've managed to make a tremendous career in the health and fitness industry from a lot of different angles, and lived out your dreams. So I think it's a great testament and really inspirational, your story. So, Lenore, if somebody is listening to this right now and they want to learn more about how to connect with you, how to follow you, and how to work with you, I mean, what's the best way for people to do that?
They can either get a hold of me at LenoreGregson.com or get a hold of me at KaiserMedicalManagement.com.
Fantastic. Well, Lenore, thank you again for coming on the show today. It's been a pleasure hearing your story and bringing it to my audience. And to everyone listening, if this is your first time, by the way, tuning in or watching us, definitely make sure that you hit that subscribe button. We have many more mission-based entrepreneurs coming up for you, and we don't want you to miss a thing. And Lenore, again, it has been a pleasure working with you today.
Thank you.